Hey everybody, welcome to Home with the Halsteads and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making a recipe out of my cookbook that's on page 189, and this is a sour cream pound cake, but I'm going to change it up a little bit and make a lemon sour cream pound cake. I'm going to a Sunday school class meeting tonight and I just feel like I want something lemony, and so I'm going to make this cake to carry with me. And that is the beauty of a recipe, is that you can change it up, you can make it your own. And so I'm making my sour cream pound cake my own today by changing it up a little bit. So let's get started and let me tell you what we're going to put in it. I'm starting out with 1 cup of butter, and this is salted butter. 1 cup of butter, and that's 2 sticks. I've let it sit out and soften. I'm going to use 6 large eggs, and I too have let these sit out so that they have come to room temperature. I'm going to be using 3 cups of sugar, 3 cups of white granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 8-ounce carton of sour cream, 1 8-ounce carton of sour cream. And I'm going to be using a cake flour today. I just happen to be using Swan's Down. I do like this brand, and I'm using 3 cups of cake flour. I've sifted it, I've measured it, and I'm ready to go. So I don't have to add soda or baking powder or salt because the cake flour doesn't need that. So I'm going to set that aside. So that will be our cake, our lemon pound cake. I forgot to tell you, I'm changing it up. I'm putting 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice in the batter. So that will be our lemon sour cream pound cake. And then once it gets done, I'm going to put a drizzle on it. A little powdered sugar. I've got a cup of powdered sugar here. I'm going to zest a little bit of lemon and put in there. And I have 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice, and we're going to put that on top, and it will be delicious. So let me get started because I don't have a lot of time to get this cake made in the oven, get it done, get it cooled, get it drizzled, and get to that party. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I think we're ready to start making our cake. I have greased a tube pan with solid Crisco shortening, and I'll show you that in just a minute once we get this mixed up. And I have preheated our oven to 325 degrees, 325 degrees. I'm starting out by using my electric stand mixer. Now my mixer, as much as I love it, and it's a KitchenAid, I have had it for years and years and years, and it is just about on its last leg. But the first thing that we're going to do is to cream our butter and our sugar. So I'm starting out with the 2 sticks of butter, which is 1 cup, and I'm adding our sugar to it. The reason that we want to cream the butter and the sugar is not necessarily to melt the sugar, but it's to incorporate air into the cake. So I'm just going to turn this up, and I'm going to let it beat for 2 or 3 minutes until it's creamy. And when it's creamy, I'll come back and we'll add the rest of our ingredients. Okay, our butter and our sugar is creamed, so now I'm going to add our eggs, and I will add these one at a time, letting them beat after each addition. So we're just adding our eggs to the batter, and this is 6 eggs that we'll be using in the lemon sour cream pound cake. So we'll just let that beat for just a minute to get all those eggs incorporated with the sugar and the butter. Next, I'm going to add our 8 ounces of sour cream, and I'm going to turn this down because I just kind of want to stir it in. So I'm just going to let my mixer do the stirring. So 8 ounces of sour cream. I try to make my videos as short as possible. I feel like that's in the best interest of everybody, so that you can get on with your day's activities, and I can start planning something else that I can show you. So now I'm just going to take my finger and rake this off. My hands are clean. Okay, that's great. Now, going to turn it up just a little bit, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Ooh, that was a heaping teaspoon, wasn't it? I'm kind of working backwards to what I normally work. And now I'm going to add our 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. And I'll turn that up. You can tell that my mixer, the sound of it, that it's pretty much on its last leg. Okay, now I'm going to stop it and raise this up because I want to stir it around, and I want to make sure that I have everything on the bottom incorporated. Sometimes a little bit of sugar will stick down there on the bottom, and you certainly don't want that. So now we're almost finished with this cake, and it's almost ready to go in the oven. So now we're going to add our flour. Remember, I'm using 3 cups of cake flour, and I am using the Swan's Down cake flour. I really like that. I'm not advertising for them. I don't get paid to tell you that, but I do like it. So I'm going to add the 3 cups of flour, continue mixing it, and when I get it all mixed together, I'll come back and we'll put it in our tube pan and put it in the oven. Okay, our cake batter is ready to pour into our cake pan. I finished adding the flour, and I wanted to tell you this. Once I got it all beat and combined and mixed together, I turned my mixer on high and just let it beat for another minute or so just to incorporate more air. I'm using a 9-inch pound cake tube pan. I have greased this with solid Crisco shortening, and now we're going to pour our batter into the pan. Some of you have asked if you could use another size pan. I would suggest that you use, if you want to make just a pound cake, that you use a 9 or 10-inch pound cake pan. You want to make sure that your cake batter doesn't come out of your pan, because that would just be a mess in your oven. You could, if you wanted to, divide it up into 2 or 3 loaf pans and cook it that way if you wanted to do that, just depending on how you want to make your cake. But I just like to make a whole cake, and then I can, if I need to freeze some, I can just cut it and maybe put 1/4 of it in the stove or in the refrigerator, and then we'll have some for later. But I would make sure that I use a 9 or 10 inch pound cake pan to cook it in. So now I'm just going to wipe this off right here. Wipe my hands off. And we are ready to go in the oven with our lemon sour cream pound cake. I'll be back when it gets done. Okay, let's check this pound cake. I think it's ready to come out of the oven. I've already tested it and it's done. So let's look at it and see what we've got. There it is. I'm going to take it out, let it sit for a few minutes or let it rest, and then I'll take it out of the pan, let it cool a little while, and then we'll put our drizzle on it. And it's probably going to fall a little bit. It won't stay this tall, but we'll see what happens. See you in a little bit. Okay, our cake is done. I have taken it out of the pan and put it on this glass pedestal. And it's almost cool. It's not quite cool, but I'm going to go ahead and mix up our glaze that we're going to put on it. I used a hand grater and I zested some a lemon, and I'm just going to put that in the powdered sugar, kind of mix it around a little bit, and then I'm going to add our lemon juice. I've got 2 tablespoons here, but I'm just going to add a little bit at the tin so that we can have the right consistency. If we need to add more, we can add more. I've got a little bit more over here in reserve just in case we need a little bit more. But I believe 2 tablespoons is going to be just the right amount. Okay, so I'm just mixing that up. I sifted my powdered sugar. I like to do that to get all the lumps out. So now we're just mixing it up to make sure it's all smooth and ready to drizzle. So now I'm going to bring the cake over so you can see that. And I'm just going to drizzle some lemon glaze on this pound cake, on this lemon sour cream pound cake is really what it is. This is going to be so good. I hope my friends like it. I may put a little bit on the sides. That would be good too. I'll take a little spreader and put a little bit on the sides. And the reason that we want it to cool a little bit is so that our glaze won't melt and it'll cool and be hard. So I'll be back in just a minute. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. Thank you for helping me and watching me to make this lemon sour cream pound cake. I hope that you will look in my cookbook on page 189 and that you'll try either the sour cream pound cake or that you'll do like I did. Make it your own and put a little lemon or maybe something else in it. Thank you again. I appreciate everything that you do. You are just wonderful followers, and you're always so positive and encouraging to me. So now I'm going to go tidy up and freshen up a little bit and make it on time to my party. And I'll see you again really, really soon.